So what do you know about thesis statements? And what's your name?
Brian. Thesis statement is a roadmap for your paper.
To show the reader what the whole paper is going to be talking about.
A thesis statement will fully emerge and develop as you start thinking and brainstorming and start writing down ideas.
All right. Julian, so tell me about thesis statements, Julian. How does it relate to basketball playing?
It doesn't. Basically, I guess it's can we start over, man?
No, man, this is it. That's it. You're on YouTube now. Go. Tell me what you know. What can you add to that?
Well, the thesis statement is always in the first paragraph, somewhere in the first paragraph.
Okay.
And the thesis is a result of a lengthy thinking process.
A thinking process. What can you say about thinking and coming up with a good thesis statement? How is it a result of a lengthy thinking process?
What's your name?
Because it triggers the mind to think about what direction the essay is going to go into and the purpose, and it gets the reader to scope about it.
Okay. What else can you add to your classmates' ideas on thesis statements?
Basically, it guesses how the topic will be developed. It doesn't actually give the topic away, but it does say something about the topic.
All right. I think you got it.
All right.
What's a thesis statement, Kendall? Come on, man. What is it? Tell me what a thesis statement is. What is that to you? You're like an expert on thesis statements.
It's like a sentence that's...
How's a thesis different than just a summary statement?
It's your opinion? No?
How's a thesis different than a summary statement?
Thesis is different from a summary because I don't really know.
You're not sure?
It's the result of a lengthy thinking process.
That's what she said over there. What does that mean? Tell me what that means. So the thesis kind of like might present the opposing view, but then emphasizes your own?
Yes.
Okay, that sounds like a possibility.
All right, a thesis statement contains main ideas, right? It's usually a little summary of what the reading is going to be about.
Okay.
You know?
And now is it just a summary or is it more than that?
It's actually more.
The thesis statement identifies the relationship between the pieces of evidence that we are using to support our argument. It should be specific and accurate.
Hi there.
Hi.
What do you know about thesis statements? Tell me. You look happy. I think you kind of figured it out.
Yeah.
What is it?
It contains the key ideas that your paper will cover.
That your paper's going to cover. Key ideas.
Key ideas.
Okay, all right.
It has to be like one of those kapow, like you have to hit them with one of those interesting things that they gotta be, we have to find out about how is it gonna end, you know?
So there has to be some energy.
Opinion.
Now how do you know that you have a good argument?
Usually like to take the thesis statement, like a good argument. Wait, I need a minute.
How do you know about a good argument? How do you know about that?
You know you have a good argument while you write the essay and people are reading it, your answers are being shown there at the same time they ask them.
So you're kind of like sort of guessing what the reader is going to ask, and you're going to respond to those questions that...
Not guessing, you have information which is backing you up, so whatever question the reader wants to ask, you'll just look down the essay and they'll have the information.
Now how do you know that you're gonna address those questions? Like how would you figure what your readers are gonna ask?
I think you just have to put yourself in the reader's position as what are they gonna ask?
I thought you were gonna film my shoes while I talk.
All right, I'll film your shoe right here.
Thesis statement is like a guide that basically describes everything that is gonna be in the paper.
Yeah.
It has all the key points, all the main ideas of the paragraphs that are going to detail what you're talking about.
Okay, so tell me, what did you figure out about a thesis statement?
I'm going to offer you mine.
Say that again?
The debate will be
A debatable what? A debatable view. Now, Philip, he mentioned cars, right?
Yeah.
So if you were to approach a thesis about cars, what would your approach be?
A thesis about cars. Like, I'm reading a thesis about cars?
No, you're gonna write one.
I'm gonna write a thesis
Yeah.
about cars. Okay, my thesis about a car would be that American cars suck on gas.
Okay, so Kevin, like, why would that be a good thesis statement?
Because it's an opinion that leads to a lot of conclusions that talk about why it might suck on gas.
Now, do you?
Guzzlers.
So, what kind of research would you have to do for that thesis?
You can look at, the miles per gallon on, American vehicles compared to foreign vehicles. You can see.
Now, are you certain of that for sure? That American cars suck on gas?
There's obviously some kind of American. You got hybrid American cars. There's obviously some that are a little economical. It's just a wide variety of them are gas guzzlers.
Let's say that you start this thesis statement, right? And then you start doing your research, and then you find out that 95% of the cars that are American actually don't suck. What will happen then?
Then I would have been wrong, and I have to adjust my thesis statement. I take it.
Yeah, so actually thesis statements and actually all writing basically is a learning process. So we come up with an assumption, we test it, we find out if based on our evidence if it's true or not, and it might be true, and if it's so, then you can make that argument, and if it's not so, then you can make the counter argument, and you learn something, right?
Yeah, most definitely.
Excellent.